guys, hope everybody's doing well today. As you can see, we're having a bit of snow today. It's coming down pretty heavy now. Anyway, we're going to be making some cupcakes, so we're going to go inside and do that, and I'm going to show you how to decorate them. But I wanted to show you the snow that's coming down today, and hopefully by tomorrow, if we have lots, we'll come out and make a snowman. Let's see how it goes. Anyway, let's go inside and start to cook. Okay guys, we're in the kitchen here and we're going to start making our cupcakes. Already I've got my pan ready with my cupcake liners in it. I've greased it and then laid those in it. So first off, we're going to use a half a cup of margarine. You can use butter if you like, but we're using margarine today. Either one is good. And we're going to use 1 cup of white sugar into this. And I'm just using my hand beater. I'm just going to beat these things together on low. Okay, so we got our butter and sugar all creamed in there. That's what you want to do first. Next, we're just going to add our 2 eggs, one at a time. We're going to beat those in. Okay, so we got our eggs all beat in with our sugar and butter, or margarine. And now we're going to just sift our flour. So on our flour, we have 1.5 cups of flour. I'm putting this sifter here. And 1 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Not baking soda, baking powder. We're just going to sift this in here. And we want to sift it because it makes it, our dough nice and light. No lumps in our flour. Okay, so we got our flour and our baking powder all mixed, sifted together. Now I have my 1/2 cup of milk, and I'm going to add to it 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Well, I've got a teaspoon here. I'm going to use this one. It's easier to get a good measurement. So it's 1. And another one. That's 2. So 2 teaspoons of vanilla into that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate between flour and milk. And I'm going to start with a little bit of flour first. And I'm just going to mix this by hand. And then once we get our flour all mixed up, we're going to add a little bit of milk. And we're going to end with flour once we're done mixing all this in. So now we're going to add a little bit of our milk and our vanilla mixture. And we'll beat that in. Okay, so I'm going to add the last of my milk and vanilla here. I'm going to beat it in. And then I'm going to add the last of my flour. And we're going to mix that all in good. And then we're ready to put in the pan once this is all beat in. Or stirred in, rather. Got our batter all beat up there nicely. And we're going to take the ice cream scoop and we're just going to try to fill these about 3/4 full each one. And it should make 12. That's what we should get out of this recipe here. A little more than 3/4, so I might have to take a little less out. Okay, so our oven's up to temperature. We've got the oven at 350, and now we're going to put our cupcakes in. And our cupcakes are going to take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes to cook. So just slide them in there, and then we'll get ready. Come back and see how they're doing in 15 minutes. Okay, now we're over to the big mixer, and we're going to make up our icing. We're making a buttercream icing. And into the bowl, I already have 3/4 cup of butter, unsalted butter, and I have 1/4 cup of Crisco shortening. You can use any shortening, but this is a butter flavored one that I'm using, so I'm going to just cream it a little bit more. And then we're going to add 5 cups of sifted flour, icing sugar, sorry, not flour, icing sugar to this, and we're going to beat that in. So let's get our beater going here and beat up our butter a little more. We want to make it nice and creamy. Okay, so our butter's nice and creamy, and so now we're going to add some icing sugar. And I'm just going to add a couple big spoons at a time here, so we don't get a good big puff on it. So we'll start with that. We'll beat that in on a low for now till we get it all incorporated in. And we're going to add a little bit more until it's all in. We'll just keep adding. a little bit, one more notch. Might go a little bit better there, so we'll get our butter all creamed in there. And to that, now I'm going to add my vanilla, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla to this. So I'm just going to add one at a time. Mix that in. I'm going to add more ice and sugar. Okay, so we've got all our ice and sugar now beat in with our butter and stuff and our vanilla. So now I'm going to add some water, just a couple tablespoons of cold water. You can add anywhere between 2 to 4 teaspoons. Did I say cups? I meant teaspoons. So, and because we want to make this smooth. So then we're just going to put a teaspoon at a time until our buttercream becomes the right texture we want. So I've added 2 teaspoons of water to this, and that's all I need in it. So now I'm just going to let my icing beat for about 3 to 5 minutes on a medium speed. Okay, so my icing is all done. You can see how nice creamy it is, and I've started to divide it up into different dishes here to make different colors. So we're going to color our icing here, and then we'll get it into our bags to pipe onto our cupcakes once they're cooled. Cupcakes are out of the oven, and they're taking about 25 minutes to cook. I'm going to put them on a cooling rack now, and once they're cooled, then we're going to start icing them up. Our cupcakes are cooling on the rack, and these are the icing I've made. So we've got a purple and a green for leaf. I've done a chocolate one for center of our sunflowers that we're going to do, so we need yellow, and pink for our roses, and blue for our hydrangea. And I also have some sprinkles I made, put some of them on some of my swirls. And these are some of the tips we're going to use for our decorating today. We're ready to decorate our cupcakes now. So this is the first tip I'm using, and this is for a swirl. So I'm just using a purple icing, and I'm just going to start here, a little bit up from it, and I'm just going to go around. You just want to move it and push as we're going around and around and around, and then we're just going to take it off like that. And that's our swirl. And it's just a little flower or a star petal. And I'm just going to just go down like this. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to go 1, 2. We're going to do a sequence of 3. And then we're going to put a little yellow in the center of these. Okay, now I'm going to just use the little hole, and I'm going to put little dots all around different places. That'll be the center of our hydrangea. And then we'll have, okay, so we want to get the center first and just make a little bump even like that. Then we're just going to make our 3 petals to start our rose. Then we're going to make 5 petals. And we're going to continue on until we fill up the whole cupcake. Okay, and so this is our last bit. And there's our rose. Next, we're going to make a sunflower. Okay, now we're going to make a sunflower. So we're going to start with our little petal tip. And we're going to have the little end up. And we want to just start it down here, squeeze. And then kind of pull out. squeeze, pull out. And we're going to do a whole row all the way around the outside of our cupcake. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go in between, and we're going to do another row in between like this. So I'm just showing what we're going to do, and then this takes. Okay, so I've gone around 3 times with my petal thing into it, and now I've made a chocolate icing I'm going to use for the center of our sunflower, and it's just got a bunch of holes in it, this tip. So we're just going to place it down in here and just squeeze a little bit in, and then we're going to have our center, and that's our sunflower. You can add more petals or less, whatever you like. I'm going to show you, I'm just going to put little leaves on these. So I've got a little leaf tip here, and I'm just going to put a couple little leaves on each one. Like that. And we're going to do the same with this one too. Just put a couple leaves in here randomly. Anywhere. A couple there, maybe a couple over here. Put a couple here. Same on our sunflower. Just like that. That's it. So we've got all our cupcakes decorated, and a few of them I'm putting a little bit of sparkles on them, like stars and stuff. These are stars and beads, and I'm just putting these on these little swirly ones. And we're just going to add a little bit here too. Oh, there we go. Our cupcakes are all done, and so we've got them all decorated here now, and I hope that you will enjoy this video, and maybe you try to decorate some cupcakes yourself and try this recipe. Anyway, we had fun doing it. It's a new challenge for me to decorate with flowers, and so this is our bouquet of flowers. So we just hope that you will enjoy this, and God bless you all, and have a great day.